Hey everybody, welcome back to Cosmic Crit. You know, we've had a new NPC character on the show recently, a man by the name of Xantos Lochwort, and boy, are people upset with him. They don't like him. There's a lot of talk on social media and Discord about this guy, and I just thought, well, you know, you guys haven't seen the real Lochwort. Did you know he did stand-up comedy? Yeah, I know. Here, I'll play a little bit of his last album.
How many Solarians does it take to screw in a light bulb? Just one, but it takes 3 turns to do it. You know, I once shot a red Crota in my pajamas. How I got in my pajamas, I'll never know. An uplifted bear walked into a bar and says, "I'll have a pint of beer, please." Bartender asks, "Why the long pause?" Bear replies, "Well, I've always had them." An operative once asked me, "Can a cottage jump higher than a house?" Of course it can. A house doesn't jump at all. But lastly, before you accuse an entire squad of soldiers of incompetence, walk a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do accuse an entire squad of soldiers of incompetence, you're a mile away, and you have their shoes.
See, he's not so bad. All right, gang, here we go. Cosmic Crit, episode 139, Sister Tract.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Throw on your biohazard suits and sprint to the mansion as we take on the OG zombie apocalypse in this week's episode of Resident Crit. And this is your GM Patrick here, aka your genetic manipulator in charge of research and development at the Umbrella Corporation. And I have a host of undead action for you all in this week's episode. Joining me and exploring a spooky mansion with frightening tank controls are my 5 friends and fellow stars of this podcast. To my right, here's a lockpick engineering kit. It might be helpful if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, he's sporting a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher and is ready to take on the final boss. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
I hope this isn't Sprout's blood.
To my right, this perfect life form is what we call Tyrant, but you all know him as Tyler, dredging up Devasho. Woohoo! And across from him, this magician's mixing red and green herbs like some kind of bad pharmacist. It's Jabert playing distressed. Hello. And across the digital table, if you head to the greenhouse, you'll have to take on this tiny Terror's Elfan whip attacks. It's Miles, mixing it up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
About 15 seconds into performing this introduction, not writing it, I realized I think we did this in season 1, actually.
I feel like we did.
We might have.
Because I think I said loudly, Mr. Kennedy.
It felt like only super deja vu-y.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that Drew went stars.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. I think someone else made the master of unlocking. Anyway.
Resident Evil 1 is just so quotable as far as all of the bad quotes that exist. And I'm looking at Tyler on camera right now when we go through this game, and I have to ask Tyler, did you play Resident Evil 1?
No.
We know what our next game is, so... And you gotta play the OG, baby, not the GameCube remake.
I have not played 1 or 1, 2. I came into the Resident Evil series on 4.
Oh, so when it had good controls.
And don't worry, though. Unlike Final Fantasy VII, it will only take us about 3 episodes to get through all of those games.
Final Fantasy VII is a very dense game. We do a lot of things, but we did nothing on our last session. We just laughed for 2 hours.
I think by the time this episode comes out, you guys will still be playing that game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe almost done with disc 2. We've gotten a little off track here. Howdy, you guys. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Miles, are you healthy, happy?
Never fails.
Is everyone ready for some gaming?
Yeah.
Extremely.
I'm definitely ready.
Good. Let's get back into it. But before we do, let's remember the carnage of last week, the mayhem of over an hour of combat, a single combat, and to remind us that we are turning to Sprouts Marlowe, private investigator.
It was a hard call, but my partner and favorite shoulder to ride on, Echo 7, took out the extremist named Chenduin. When she died, her datapad did a lot of talking. Turns out, she was trying to send a personal invite to the kooks in the new grotto to join up her cause and follow Sister Spark. Well, that's one invitation we aimed to RSVP. Respond soon via prompting them up. With Najiri's blessing, we infiltrated the base of the Reckoner, with Echo and Strixie heading through the back door to cut them off. Things got heated with a number of the civilians in the line of fire, but we started a fight when one of the Spark's goons got belligerent. One brawl later, and we took out the Technomancer bug that had been causing chaos all over the city. But we still have to cut the head off the snake. Sister Spark, Andia, whatever you want to call yourself, dead or alive.
Oh my.
Can I make an emphasis on alive? Can we actually attempt an alive capture?
We can try. We may not succeed.
You can try, and this might be someone Sprouts wants to keep alive, wants some questions answered.
Absolutely. I mean, Sprouts definitely, while he does see them as, more and more as a threat to everyone, he's still got questions. Like I said last week, he has sort of gotten into the mindset of following the SDF a little bit in terms of he sees the bigger picture, but he's still a detective. He's still in the back of his mind. That case is still important to him, and he still has a lot of unanswered questions. And if there's one thing Sprouts doesn't like, it's unanswered questions.
Okay. As we start this week, you guys indeed had just bowled your way through the Reckoner Hall, and right now have an unconscious and or dying Sheeran before you, this Thisked, as you cut through the Reckoner followers, and I think you only had one casualty so far.
That is correct.
We find you guys, here in the same vicinity, about halfway through the facility, in the hallway, this main hallway that kind of snakes around it, as well as what is the digital heart of the base where you found the Technomancer. And in this room, there's camera feeds and electronic equipment that goes out to the main kind of pulpit for Sister Spark. Right now, we are out of combat. Boy, howdy, that was a long one last week. Is there anything you guys want to do right now?
There are a couple of things that Xenia wants to do.
Mhm.
One is take a 10-minute rest, but first she wants to see what is on the computer that the hacker Sharon Thisk was working on.
Right. Is everyone else cool with taking a rest right now?
Sure.
Mhm.
We know that the android just walked into the room right next to Xenia, right?
You have, yes, extremely strong suspicion, as she did move through this eastern door into this hallway, and on the other end of it, out of sight, was, at that time, Xenia and Echo 7, and there's only 2 doors in this hallway, one of which you've cleared. So,
Right.
When it comes to following Sister Spark, I feel the need for speed.
is there a trap door in the room, and she's already halfway out of the city? In 10 minutes time, she will definitely have a little bit of an advantage, but from your intel coming into this hall, there were no windows. So
Okay.
Unless there is a secret trap door, I will put that caveat in here, you have her cornered.
Okay.
Then maybe we should just post somebody at the exits to make sure she doesn't try to sneak out while we all take a break and then meet back up to come into this room after 10 minutes.
We don't have anything in the city plans for this building that we downloaded and reviewed before that could imply that, there's no windows, but there is definitely a tunnel into the sewer or something like that, right?
Nothing. No, there's the only way out of here would be if you were a tiny Raxolite, as I think you discussed that mode of ingress, right? Ingress.
Yes.
Trying to get into the building via the sewers or whatever very non-realistic way you had talked about. There is no way out.
I mean, if you guys want to forge ahead without resting, that's fine. Xenia definitely wants to check out that computer and see if there's anything of value there.
I mean, based on this information and what we know, I don't.
I think we can just guard the door, and that's fine. So feel free to do your thing.
Okay.
Does anybody want to help out on trying to hack this computer? As it's a fairly tough one. This is a tier 3.
Sprouts
Do I
will
get
help.
any help from my little Amy?
Can we also check the body of that technomancer? Maybe they have a access key or anything on them. That could be useful.
Yeah, maybe they wrote their password down on a Post-it note.
Nothing along those lines, unfortunately. I did give you the loot in our private Discord for most of these toughs that you can, if you want, you can like bind their hands up, but most of them are out cold. But Fisk had a azimuth laser pistol he never pulled on you guys. Has the small survival knife, is wearing casual station wear, but you do find in one of his pockets a small magical crystal. Looks like a mass-produced piece of magical equipment, a spell gem, and encoded inside, I believe this is one that Trest, you would be able to use very easily, is the spell life bubble. Ooh, bubble of life. No passwords as such, but you can Zinnia pull out Amy. Yes, pull out your cerebral fungus computer, and it can like stretch its little tentacles into the docking ports and be like, ready to hack. Commence hacking, mother. Does
Please
anybody
don't call me mother?
This is only psychically to you, so everyone else can try and like mind meld with this little thing if they want. But I heard Sprouts wanted to roll computers as well. Does anyone else want to try and aid? Aiding, mind you,
I would do more harm than good. So.
All you have to do is pet the cerebric fungus to calm it while it's hacking, and that would count as AD. It was a DC 10 computers check. Go ahead, roll Miles. Well, you'll have potentially 1 8 here.
That's need.
Oh my.
Yeah, Miles has a plus 10, so we actually don't have to roll those in the future. But go ahead. You've got Sprouts tap dancing.
You petted that thing for nothing.
Mine was not as good as Sprouts's, but that's a 21 on the computer's check, so 23 with the aid.
That's not going to be enough for a tier 3 computer. So this might take some time to hack. With your bonus and Sprouts. I don't even think taking 10 would be possible. So you'd have to take 20 and come back.
Can Sprouts try to get into it?
If you want to take the time, yes, this will be a different check. So, this is all of like half a minute right now has gone by, but it's up to you if you want to roll as well.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Sure. Like I said, I don't think either of you can take 10 and crack this one. So roll it is our only option. Does any of you want to aid? In the same vein?
You can try.
Oh no!
You guys literally inversed the correct order of things. That's awful luck.
Yeah.
Miles rolled a 19 on his aid, and this time Zinnia rolled a 15. Okay, not going to be able to crack this right now, unfortunately. There are other rooms in this facility. Do you want to check those out first?
Or shoots the computer.
I think Devasho might come up to Trest, saying,
Trest, I am a pirate. Do you have anything that could heal my eye?
Oh, I forgot.
Restore my vision.
This apparently wasn't cool enough to make it into Sprout's recap, but you lost your eye last week, Devasho.
Let me see.
Oh, that's right.
I'll use a cantrip to detect affliction. Seems like you're missing an eye.
I am indeed missing an eye.
Wait. So, does anyone have any string? Because I'll just take like a little pedal off of my head and make a little eye patch for him.
Gross.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
I'll use psychokinetic hand to grab his eye off the floor and just squish it back.
Oh no, it is quite. I accidentally stepped on it in the midst of battle. It is quite turned into a.
Fun. That's great.
Just to remind everyone, that was indeed a natural one and a official Paizo card that we have pulled for Devasho twice now this season, right?
Yeah.
But did not lose a limb or an eye last time. I think.
And I will say, I'm grateful that I didn't lose an arm or a leg, which are the other options.
Way better.
Well, except for you have extra arms, so that would have been okay.
No, well, but my extra arms are vestigial, so
I was
they
about to
can't
say,
go up
I
the
get to
web.
pick the arm for sure.
Yeah, I could have lost a vestigial arm, maybe. That would have been okay. But losing a leg would have been very bad.
So while Devasho and Trust are talking about the eyeball, I think Xenia would take this moment to stealthily go over and take a sample of the eyeball goop on the floor.
Whoa! What the pronk, Rebecca? This isn't a Zinnia thing. Rebecca, what the actual pronk?
Well, she studies insectoid creatures.
Going over with a syringe and be like...
Yeah, I mean, she has a kit for this. That's what she does.
Hey, let me see your foot real quick. I'm just gonna scrape a little bit off of there.
That's canon.
Like a plastic bag or something.
That's as canon as her taking
canon.
a chip out of the crystal.
Nasty as
that is the Burkiest thing you have done so far.
Oh, wait until the end of this episode. Let's continue on here as it sounds like you're doing a little bit of exploring. And do you want to take the full 10-minute rest? Because I don't want to. I mean, once again, unless there is a magical secret trap door that has been installed in this facility, there's nowhere for Sister Spark to go.
So what you're telling me is there's a magical secret trap door.
Well, that would be a pretty lame ending to this segment if, we take a 10-minute rest and barge in and nobody's there.
I mean,
speaking just for Xenia, I'm completely out of SP if we don't rest.
Let's take the rest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we take the rest? Well, I guess we can't take the rest while looking around because that's not resting. That's looking.
Yeah. No, you're just taking 10 minutes. But I will tell you that nobody from any other part of the facility bothers you in that 10 minutes. It doesn't sound like there is anyone left. And Xenia, as you go back out to the main hall where this huge gathering was in last week's episode, all the civilians have cleared out after that fight, obviously. Right. So yeah, as you guys are resting, Trust, how are you doing? Do you need to burn a
I do.
an RP?
I'm into hit point damage at the moment. So it'd be quite useful if I could get up.
So you're all resting, some of you that maybe don't need that are poking around.
Should we roll perception?
We'll save that for now because the main thing that happens as Trest is having a 10-minute is once again we're given kind of a psychic vision, a window into your Sheeran mind as you might take a seat in this long hallway and you blink and a moment later you're in the same hallway, but the rest of the squad, Midnight Squad, just kind of fades away like dust in the wind. And oddly enough, they kind of form these fine granules of sand as an unseen wind begins to pile it up here in the cracks and crevices of this hallway. And at the end of the hallway here, I'm just going to visualize this with your tokens here. At the end of the hallway, Sister Spark is all of a sudden just standing there with you. And she begins walking towards you, though you notice, Trest, her eyes are just alight with a pale blue fire, while the rest of her body seems to have become kind of dull and muted in tone. And she says, "You have come here for the reckoning, but as soon as you entered my house, I knew you for what you were. You are just like me, touched by a supreme, intelligent mind. Is that right, Trest?"
I don't know what you're talking about. We're not alike. We're not alike at all.
You can hear it in my mind as I hear it in yours. The scream that I heard on the other side of the continent. I heard it in my mind in the starship that we used when we fled Suscalan. I can still feel it on the edges of my mind right now, Trest. And I think you can as well. I think you can feel it too here on Ultranius. Tell me how your puny army plans to oppose something so powerful.
We'll find a way, and you can still be on the winning side of this if you join us.
The SDF, the Pact Stewards, the entire galaxy, none of them understand this threat the swarm poses, not like you and I. It is not going to just destroy Suscalan. It will come here to Ultranius. It will take this entire system, and it has its sights set beyond this entire plane of existence. its goals, what I hear in my mind, the echoes of its ambitions overshadow anything that we can even begin to comprehend.
What does it want?
It wants to turn this universe into a desert. What keeps you fighting against the impossible when you know in your heart that death is inevitable?
My people are the evidence that death is not inevitable. They can be overcome.
If you give up now, you can live what time you have left in freedom. But if we together appease the swarm, I believe that we will be spared through the end. And we can live in peace. Staying here, though, and fighting, it will surely mean death.
Surely you must know there will be no appeasement. There will be no quarter given. Just as there was none on Suscalon, so it will be here and in every world. We have no choice but to fight.
Fighting it means fighting me, and I am ready for you when you come. But I promise I will kill you last for what it's worth, Sheeran.
We shall see.
Pause the podcast. Tyler's come back to our game wearing an iPad.
Oh my god.
It looks like put together from kitchen dish towel. Is that what's happening?
I have decided that in order to get deeper into the character,
Oh boy.
I will remain in character for eternity.
Oh jeez.
The nice thing about these headphones is I don't have to take them off, so I got to hear all that sweet roleplay.
Okay. I'm leaving all this in because I want people to have that mental image of you
Yes, so
straining to see the Roll20 screen.
This is actually a sash that I use for my pirate cosplay.
Darn you, you're starting a trend. Jabert just left the room. Jabert left the room for like 5 seconds and came back with an actual eye patch. Jabert, do you have it hanging on a hook right outside your room?
Yarr! I keep it on my bedside table in case my eyeball fall out.
Jabert be right. He has the proper eye patch for someone who is well prepared.
Ahoy, Patrick! We're mutinying this podcast.
This podcast be over. This podcast be over. We're sailing off to the free captains. We're gonna sign on. The mutiny has begun.
Yar!
Yar indeed.
Okay.
Yar.
I'll see you guys next week.
Aye.
Jabert put his glasses on over his eye patch.
I do need these glasses to see you guys.
It's a look. Let's get to this fight. I don't know about you guys, but there's one door here that looks like it is ready to be opened.
Let's open it up
into Sister Suscalon's chambers, perhaps?
Sister Suscalon?
Sister Suscalon.
Oh,
if she was Sister Suscalon, this would be a whole other story.
Sister Spark. You know what? I read a typo in this immaculate book too today that called her Sister Swarm. And I was like, oh, wait, was that her name this entire time? And I messed this up? Sister Suscalon. There's too many S words.
Yeah.
As you open this up, this room is a very long and narrow office / bedroom. You see there's a desk, side table, a small couch immediately ahead of you. There is a nook to the east with a bed and what looks like a small lavatory. And the only exit that you see is a door through which you are coming in. There are no trapdoors here. Inside there are 2 Reckoner agents, 2 of her gang here, still in the room with their weapons ready, and Sister Spark is in the back behind them. As soon as you open that door, folks, it's time for initiative rolls.
I forgot to
By the way, I have my weapons drawn.
I can imagine you guys might have some weapons
Yeah.
at the ready.
Oh, rolling a 5 for initiative, which makes my initiative a 5. Wait, the missing eye just gives me minuses to perception. By the way, listeners, if you haven't ever lost an eye in Starfinder,
Yeah,
Or in real life.
it's not that bad. It's the most thematic of all of them, but yeah, losing a leg like Commander Najiri did, a little more tense when you're on the battlefield.
yeah. So Devasho has no depth perception, but besides that,
Alrighty.
Just die.
Let's see. We are in an initiative turn order, and first up is Sprouts Marlowe. Are you still riding on Devasho?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we table talk for a second?
Mhm.
Are we planning to kill these guys, or are we going to try to to non-lethal them.
Please
No.
try not to kill these guys.
We want to question these people, so please keep
Yeah.
them alive.
If you have to murder one of the lackeys, so be it. But she really, if we could keep her alive, that would be unbelievably awesome.
Just the bee's knees. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If we don't keep her alive, some goblin's going to show up and have something to say to us.
Right. Yeah. Cattywampus is gonna walk in like immediately after and be like, "Oh God, you killed her!"
Right.
What
So-
the frick, you guys?
So we know that, Echo 7, Zinnia,
I'm so
Sprouts, you got, what'd you do?
A cat just jumped on my desk and knocked everything over.
Oh, okay.
I heard a wine glass. Is everything okay?
So we know that 3 of you don't have any non-lethal capabilities. Jabert and I do. Jabert, do you want me? I can take care of the lackeys, or I can work on being the non-lethal dealer to the lackeys. If you see a opening to go after Sister Spark, I mean, go for it, I guess. You can try to be the non-lethal damager to her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Because it's also going to be difficult for
Devasho. Just get in there.
Yeah.
But I was sort of thinking like, oh man, some Defrex hardiness might be good. Also, this would have been a great opportunity for Battle Mind Link.
Well, it's already going to be difficult, listeners. You can't see the map, but it's going to be difficult for Devasho to navigate this place because it is only a 15-foot wide room. There are couches and furniture in the way, and there are 2 guards in front of Sister Spark, which he cannot just simply move through to get to her. So there's going to be
cozy up on top of the couch. You can get snow.
Devasho just flicks on the TV, sits on the couch.
All right, we need to get this combat started because. I just, while you guys were talking, left the room as my wife texted me, SOS bug emergency. There was a bug in the house that I had to kill, and I feel like that is the most emblematic thing that I can do before we start playing Attack of the Swarm. No! Murdered a mosquito or something.
You know who would hate the swarm? Blathers.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
no more
wow.
Animal Crossing talk. Oh, gosh, it's taking over.
Can I claim retroactively that I took the sticky bomb grenades off of these fools that we beat earlier?
Yeah, you're kind of the grenade guy. That makes sense. Sprouts, Smiles, let's get back to you. You are first. Do you want to dismount Devasho? Do you want to wait for him? It's a big guy, small room.
So I can't see anything, correct?
It's pretty hard. You might have a shot through super cover at one of these toughs, but that's about it from where you are in the
All right, so I'm
hallway.
going to bounce off Devasho, maybe bounce off of Zinnia, and then kind of pop right here. I'm like, the jig is up.
Okay, well, you got a little bit of a couch in front of you, but you can shoot. You can shoot this one. No, you can stay behind it. That's like almost full cover for you.
Oh, that's right.
But you can poke your head out around the corner of the couch.
Thought you could get away from me, squad, huh?
And take a shot, or you could jump on the couch if you have the movement to do so, and
I
bounce on the bed springs.
Yeah, I'll pop on here because I could still like pop up and pop down from this couch. Like they wouldn't really be able to see me because I'm little.
If you want to take a free action and fall prone, I would give you total cover from there. But then, it's I guess it's a move action as part of your trick to. Well, no, standing up is its own like move action,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be able to do that trick next turn. But you can trick right now, running in the room.
Yep, I'm gonna. I'm targeting the one closest to the door.
Yep. So he's on the left side of the, or I guess you're right. As you walk in, there's a couple of her acolytes who seem primed, their weapons drawn.
And this one is still going to be lethal because that this won't one shot them.
Oh goodness! Don't roll a super crit here.
It's a CR 11 to hit. I'm going to make him flat-footed. 15 to hit.
Yes, with the flat-footed indeed.
For 8 points of damage.
All right, and bam! Shot goes off. Combat has started, and I hate to tell you this, but I've rolled these toughs next into the turn.
Oh no!
Oh no! Actually, they are not next because I've rolled even with Echo 7, 20 here, and Drew, you have a +8 modifier on initiative. That's going to beat them out, so you get to go next.
Yes.
It looks like Sprouts is about to be bruised.
Oh, good. My car's coming.
So Echo 7 is gonna
beep.
move in.
Beep. Echo 7's a G. Beep beep. All right.
Echo 7 is going to move in and pull out a sticky bomb grenade and toss that right here in the center of these 3 cats and kittens.
Drew, have you heard the expression, don't throw a sticky bomb if you're not ready to receive one?
Yes, I have heard that expression.
Have you? I just made it up right now.
I mean, it wasn't in English initially. It was an old phrase.
The sticky bomb, indeed, they get a reflex save. Is that correct?
Let me check this.
I believe we did this last week.
We did. They do get a reflex save.
Yeah.
And that is your dex modifier plus the level of the grenade. Now, these these are level 1 sticky bombs. If these are the ones that you've pulled off of the
so the DC would be 15.
Yeah, if you pulled these grenades off of the other reckoners.
Cool.
So go ahead and make your attack roll. Natural 1 on the dice. Grenades going wild. Oh, no. I'm so happy this happened.
I mean, as long as it doesn't land short, I guess.
We don't get to use the fun miss on grenade rules at all, because usually you guys are all trained in them, and it's like DC 7 to hit if you're within 20 feet.
Can't believe this.
Can't believe you've done this.
I'm never going to financially recover from this grenade fail. Oh, goodness gracious.
Pronking believe that.
Not a great way to start a combat, Drew. I will say, of the myriad of ways you've ever started a combat, this one ranks pretty low on the scale of happiness.
Let me see if there's anything I have in my soldier arsenal to...
Oh, I think you do have something called a massive gun.
Yeah, but
Drew, shoot your massive gun.
I'm a bombardier soldier. I thought I would try something fun and interesting, Tyler.
But it wasn't even one of your cool bombard soldier grenades. It was just a lame piddle grenade. Either use a cool... You could have used a flashbang. You could have used a cool flashbang.
I didn't
or
have
shot
a
him with a
flashbang
big
made.
Why didn't you make a flash? What did you make?
I didn't make anything because I forgot.
Oh, well, yeah, that often is.
I could have made a level 4 sticky bomb grenade, which I was thinking about doing and trying to hey, can I have retroactively made this? But no.
but then it would be even harder for Sprouts to get out of it. So
yeah, this works out.
So I always think the miss grenade rules are more difficult than they are. It's just a D8 in a random direction and a D4 for how far away it is.
Yep.
It is very possible that it is still going to affect one or more of them. It's also possible that it is coming right back at the party.
At least you guys are outside.
Is a 1 back towards them?
Yeah. So it's like a grid around where he's thrown it, which is one of the intersections right in front of Sister Spark.
Okay.
And that is like, if it's almost like looking at a telephone, except the center area is not there. So 1, 2, 3 on the top, 4 and 5 are going either west or east, and then 6, 7, 8 are going to be going behind Sister Spark.
6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8.
Go ahead and roll a D8 for me, Drew. Just don't roll a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, Drew, you did it.
7, baby.
Good. So that's going behind her, and roll a D4 to see how far. It's probably just gonna. I mean, it's gonna bounce off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hitting this back wall near Sister Spark's bed. It is a 10-foot area, so is still potentially affecting her. It will not get the 2 tufts in front of her. I'm going to roll reflex for Sister Spark.
And she's made
roll
it.
this,
That's fine.
A 17. So this natural 1, and the same thing. We're not going to roll critical fails because there's already rules specifically for grenades. Crit failing and critting. They don't crit. is the rule. All right, so that's your turn, and you've moved into the room as well. Awesome. Now it's these 2 reckoners' turns. And first off, the one that's off target is not going to lob a grenade, but is going to gingerly toss a grenade at the intersection right in front of the door, right where Zinnia is. So yeah, it'll affect just about everybody. Let's go ahead and roll that attack. And I can't roll a 1 here, right? Oh boy!
Wow, oh, baby!
Oh no, guys!
Tell the people what you roll, my friend.
Well, I think you can tell from the reaction that this episode is off the rails. There's no rules anymore of Starfinder.
Do I need to go get an eye patch too?
This is banana sauce. I've rolled another one here.
This is like the outback of grenade throwing. No rules, just right.
I'm very excited that I don't have to look up more rules because we just looked them up. Let me go ahead and roll my D8. Oh no.
That's back towards you.
It's coming backwards.
Yes.
Oh, roll a 4. Roll a 4. Roll a 4.
Coming backwards towards me.
It would drop at his feet if he rolled a 4.
I've rolled so far the exact same number exchange that Drew's rolled. Okay, here we go.
4. That is amazing! What is the mathematic possibility?
I cloned Drew's roll.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Woo!
All 3 rolls are the exact
So he
same.
just like gingerly tosses it, but it's like too ginger, and he just drops it right at his feet.
I got to imagine it just hits the door jamb and then goes bonk right behind him.
Oh,
So grenades.
I won't tell a swarm if you don't.
Grenades are the best thing ever in Starfinder. And if you don't use grenades, you're not playing the game right, obviously. It's so impossible to fail a grenade toss.
please tell me this was a sticky bomb
5%
grenade.
chance. Yes, it is. It's a sticky bomb grenade. I told Drew he's about to get sticky bombed if he's sticky bombed. So I've got to roll reflex again for Sister Spark, and for the first time for this Reckoner. Tough. So let me do the Reckoner. Foot Soldier. A 10 on the dice. God, what is their DC? Okay, their DC is a little easier, so that is just a success. Oh my gosh. And for Sister Spark. Oh no. I've rolled a 6 on the dice. Oh goodness gracious.
In my mind, what's just happened is they've both thrown sticky bombs at each other. They just bounced off each other.
A 6 on the dice for her is just a success as well. No one's getting entangled, but this room is coated in goo.
What a whack! Two turns with no consequences, but a wacky sequence of events.
Okay. I'm moving forward with this other Reckoner Tough, and I'm just going to melee Sprouts Marlowe with a giant assault hammer. No shenanigans here. I'm just going to kill Sprouts.
Roll 1.
This is the way.
Roll 1.
This is the way.
Oh, no.
Yay, 16 on the dice! I've got my mojo back, everyone! It was missing for the beginning of the episode, but now it's back. This is Assault Hammer. 16 on the dice is going to be hit D6 damage plus 3, 6 points of bludgeoning damage as, most of this is hitting the couch right in front of you, but this hammer catches you and maybe knocks you off balance on the pillow cushion here. That is their turn. Zinnia, you are next with a 19 on your...
All right. How high is the ceiling in this room?
This entire building, is just 10 feet tall, so it is pretty cramped.
Okay. Well, she's going to fly up to the ceiling and kind of into the corner of this room.
Moving into the far side away from Sister Spark.
Yes. And
You're like on top of the desk there.
Oh, hold on. I need to take note of range. I think I'm still good. Oh, I am. All right. And she's going to take a shot with her sonic pistol at I'm going to go for the guard that just tried to hit Sprouts, or that did hit Sprouts.
Okay. Go right ahead. This one has not been tricked yet.
All right. CR 4 or lower.
That is a trick.
And the attack is a 17.
Oh my goodness, a hit.
All right. So that's a total of 15 damage.
What the pronk? That is way too much. Okay, he is immediately bloodied from a sonic blast, just ripping through the couch cushion. Yikes. And he's, very hurt. That brings us to Trest.
Oh,
right.
he's also flat-footed for the turn.
Both of them are now. Oh,
all right.
Oh, they've been softened.
I'm going to use 20 feet of movement to step up into this guy's face.
All right. The failed grenadier, yes.
That's the one. And I'm just going to give him a merciful slap with my merciful sword.
He's like, please put me out of my misery. I'll never live down that grenade toss.
I'll try. 15 versus flat-footed KAC.
Against flat-footed, it's a hit.
Ooh, 12 points.
Ooh, okay. So he's been hit by Sprouts before. He is immediately bloodied as well. These guys, I think they're called Reckoner Toughs in the AP. I'm not just calling them Toughs for fun. They are the tougher Reckoners. They're, ex-military or ex-police, but they're not that tough. They're not soldier, STF soldier tough. Ooh, okay. This one's looking real hurt. And next up, Devasho.
Devasho's going to move into the room while breaking out the sonic disc. He's going to just stand in the one place left for him to stand.
The back of the room with Zinnia.
Which is in the back of the room with Zinnia, where he likes to be. This is where he does his best work. We're going to fling that sonic disc at the Reckoner that Trest just bonked with a merciful slap. We're going to throw this non-lethally as best we can, because hopefully with the flat-footedness and everything else, we still get a hit. This is attacking EAC. -4 to this is a 24.
Jeez Louise, that's a hit.
12 points of non-lethal sonic damage.
I'm sorry, and which of the two is immediately knocked unconscious?
The Grenadier.
Oh no!
For my tasty treats.
Yeah, he is out cold as he is Wang Chung'd in the head with your disc.
And then I'm gonna use a swift action to call the disc back into my hand.
Ouch. Okay. Sister Spark sees this going on. She seems to have been holding back a bit as you all filtered in the room. And now she screams out, looking like you just dead in the eye, Trest, as you are the closest to her. And she says, "Bow down before the might of the swarm. Lay on the ground." I need you to make a will save.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna take a peek at
your bells and whistles.
My bells and whistles here. Make sure I don't have
your racial modifiers and what have you. Yeah. No more android flat affect. I'm the one with the flat affect now.
No.
I don't think Sheeran have any special comp abilities, and I
think there is a type of Sheeran that might, but I don't.
Do you have a book reroll?
I have a communalism.
You've already used communalism, I believe.
Oh, have I really?
Yeah.
Was that in the last fight?
Yes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
But do you have a book reroll? Do you?
No. Use that too.
Oh boy! Here we go.
Boy. This is
whatever. You're not gonna roll a natural one.
Okay.
18.
That's good enough. Yeah. She is trying to command you to lay on the ground as per the spell, and I increased the DC of this, but not to DC 19, because that'd be crazy. That'd be a little evil. Stymied by that, she looks at her Reckoner tough ally here and screams, "Get him!" and points at you.
She's an envoy.
She has some capabilities here, folks, but none of them going to save her in turn 1. Turn 2, Sprouts Marlowe.
All right, so Sprouts is going to turn his attention to the boss.
Sister.
To Sister Spark.
A.k.a. Swarm, a.k.a. Susclin.
Yes. So he's going to just take a quick shot with his...
No movement?
No.
All right, this guy's flat-footed.
13 or lower?
No attack here. Yes, successful trick.
25 to hit.
Gosh, 17 on the dice. That is a trick attack success. How much damage?
9 points of damage, and she is now flat-footed.
Oof. Ouch. She feels that as blast her with that electricity pistol. You see what Trest saw just a few moments ago as her eyes alight with kind of a blue fire. But not from any magical ability. She's just being shocked to death. Echo 7, you are next.
I'd like to try to take a non-lethal shot with my azimuth artillery laser.
Non-lethal azimuth artillery shot. Who's it going at?
Against Sister Spark.
Yeah, all right. Go for it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
natural.
No!
What?
You can't non-lethal a critical hit. We established this in season 1.
Did we?
Yes, remember? Yes.
He because Edros like punched someone's head off.
It's when we knocked.
No, his eye out.
When we knocked the eye out.
eye out.
Funny that he's wearing an eye patch while talking about this.
Yeah, no, you can non-lethally do it, but it could. I mean, she's obviously at nearly full hit points. It could still kill someone if it's like enough damage. That's a critical hit, though. Drew, congratulations, 20 on the dice.
Wow.
God, probably gonna be a short fight. Let's give a shout out to one of our Patreon subscribers. Going to Paul Fields. Thank you so much for backing us, for supporting the Patreon. We have a lot of fun stuff I'm very excited about talking about in June, July, whenever this episode is coming out. So if you're not subscribed to Patreon, you should do that too, because we will probably at some point have the old OG milestones for people that have been around forever. But for right now, I just want to say thank you, Paul. Drew, do you want to pull a crit card, or are you just trying to get this non-lethal damage done?
I'd like to get this non-lethal damage done. The problem is, part of this is my critical effect on this weapon is burn, and I don't know that you can burn non-lethally.
I will say no, that is not. So if you want the card, that can take the place of the burn.
Let's do that just for this.
If this card says you get add burn damage, I'm going to be very
Yeah, it's gonna be
If you shoot her eye out, I swear.
that'll be the greatest thing in the universe. I would be so happy.
By the end of this campaign, it's just like 5 of us walking around with one eye.
Yeah, just nobody has a full accompaniment of eyes.
even Echo 7's screen just has like a little,
There's a big crack in the side of it.
or just a little X.
Okay, this is a energy azimuth artillery laser energy crit. Okay, I went and immediately checked the extreme critical effect, but it's slashing and it is a severe wound.
Oh god.
For the energy one, this one is called armor downgrade. The target loses a randomly determined armor upgrade for 1d4 rounds. So you are shooting right through, trying to like clip her side, and are depowering. I believe she does have an armor upgrade. Once you roll a d4, if she doesn't, then there will be no effect.
It's a 3.
Actually, I don't think she does. Oh, that's a shame. All these toughs do, though. Okay, so that is still a huge chunk of damage. What the heck? How much did you do on this crit?
So with the crit effect, that is 20 damage total. Non-lethal. 20 non-lethal.
Yeah,
I did it.
well done. That was a very well done.
Okay, with that, she is like immediately nearly bloodied here. Yikes. Let's go on to the Tough's turn, as this one is going to follow his leader's last order here, perhaps. In getting Trest, he's going to step right up to you, Trest. With a little boost here, he's going to try and bring this hammer down on you. A 4 on the dice.
You hate to see it.
That is, I don't even need to check. That's so far a miss against your KAC. It goes wide. The hammer like almost gets stuck in the wall behind you. And that's going to bring us to Xenia. Rebecca.
All right, Xenia is going to see this guard standing right in front of Trust and is going to take a non-lethal shot at him. He's also in her way now because...
I was about to say, there's a few people in the way. Can we give him a little bit of soft cover here?
Okay.
A little bit.
I believe.
Oh, that's not good. All right, so the trick, I think, probably goes off at CR5 or lower, but the attack is only an 11. That includes the -4 for non-lethal.
Okay, 11 against his flat-footed EAC. That's going to be a miss. Oh, just barely.
Darn.
So... shot not miss because of your conserving fusion, but you're not going to be able to take him out. Trest might get a chance though, because it is your turn to burn.
Oh, all right. Seems like a great time to burn a 2nd level spell. Go ahead and activate my weapon of war. Just magic courses through my blade.
Oh my! And that gives you bonuses to hit. As well, right?
It basically adjusts my my BAB up to a full BAB.
All right, you become indeed a weapon of destruction.
Ooh, here goes. Non-lethal.
Nice
Super
roll.
hit.
Yeah, baby.
Low damage. Low for me. 8 points.
Oh goodness, 8 points is low. Let me double check here. Oh, he is still up just barely. This indeed is a tough mutter. This Lashuntan soldier going up against, but after this, you're just beaming him in the head for non-lethal, and doesn't look like he's going to be able to take one of those again. But maybe he won't have the chance because Devasho. Tyler, you're
Devasho's one remaining eye is going to glow with graviton energy, and I need Sister Spark to make me a fortitude save.
I don't like where this is
DC
going.
15.
Don't like this at all. Let me roll a dice and then I'll check.
Oh, beans.
18 on the dice, so
You're fine.
thank goodness. What is this ability?
Gravity hold. Instead, I'm going to...
Please no.
I have a move action left, but I really don't have much I can do with it. So that's my... I guess I can align my shield with Sister Spark if it ever comes to that.
I mean, hey, I'm not going to tell you how to play, but there's enough room in front of Sister Spark. You could try to barrel through this last tough.
That would be an acrobatics check, correct?
But yes, or it would provoke from this guy. Oh no, he's flat-footed. But yeah, to get around him, he is still in the way. Would be acrobatics.
So what would happen if I didn't?
So I don't think he's flat-footed actually, because Zinnia didn't actually get the hit on him.
My attack failed, so
Oh, yeah, and this was from last turn that I have it on his character.
Right.
Oh, okay, so a little more dangerous.
Did Sprouts attack the other one this time?
I think so.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I agree. This individual is not flat-footed. So, I mean, if I can try and go around him, but if I failed, where would I end up?
Sprouts hit Sister Spark. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You could try and get past him to just get right in front of Sister Spark. That's like the only 10-foot square that is left in this room. Kind of unoccupied.
So if I failed, where would I be? Just
I would spit you right back out where you are. You try to like get past Echo 7 and Sprouts, but fail.
All right, this is acrobatics. Boy,
It is.
my acrobatics is not good, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, 14, not gonna do it.
No, it is, I believe, 15 plus 1.5. It's CR. So that will provoke, and he'll try his best to bring a hammer down on you and get you away from Sister Sparks. Natural 20 on that.
Well, that'll do it. I tanked that 20 for somebody else. That's gonna be my attitude.
Guys, this is going to be the shortest combat ever with the most critical fails and hits. No special things because this is just
Again,
tough.
This is an assault hammer. This is what happens when Patrick gets assault hammers in his game.
Oh yeah, it does have the critical knockdown effect, doesn't it?
Yep. Yes, it does.
Let me roll this damage.
So
here.
I'm going to be on the ground in front of it over here.
12 points of damage with this, and
right.
there's not a save. You just are knocked to the ground, right?
I believe so. I'll just turn myself upside down and roll 20.
Boy, howdy!
What a great turn.
Oh man, I was actively portraying the moat on your shoulder, being like, you can get through this guy. Davacho, just run through. So this is the wackiest combat we've ever had. Sister Spark is up next, and the rest of this party doesn't seem to be as huge of a threat as a Trest right now, but he's got the tough on him. So she is going to kind of move to the side and target you, Echo 7. She's got a pistol out. Maybe the make and model you don't recognize, and she's going to try and hit you. It comes out like a wom wom wom, and you are hit potentially with some sonic damage here. A 15 on the dice is going to be hit against EAC, and it is a small pistol, D4 of damage, but it's max damage. Oh my, 9 points of sonic damage. Ooh.
First, Devasho bends my antenna, and now this.
And she'll continue to direct her remaining guard here to take down Trest. Turn 3 spreads Marlowe onto you. Miles? Now, while this tough in front of you is not flat-footed, he did just take his attack of opportunity against the big guy and really got pronked up.
Yeah, so Sprouts is gonna target Sister Sparks Suskalon Swarm and move to the other cushion of the couch to get a clear shot.
All right.
And I'm gonna try to do some non-lethal damage.
Okay.
Against because he needs her alive, so.
And stuff might happen. Yeah, you get a crit. She could be dead before Tress could stabilize her.
CR2 or lower, so that's a miss.
Ooh, fail on the trick. What you get on
17 on the dice. I think that's a miss as well, isn't it?
Against EAC, that is just a hit.
Did you calculate the -4 on that?
Did you, Patrick?
Oh, did I? No, that is a miss.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, thank goodness. No, you just rolled a 9 on the dice. Oh, so close so far. Echo 7 onto you, Drew.
That's what I get for rolling non-lethal.
So Echo 7 is actually going to, because Trest is right there, I feel like we need to take out that last
the guard, yeah.
Guard.
It's looking really ragged, this guard in front of Trest.
And I would love it if Trest could get up and just do non-lethal because he's got that merciful fusion on Sister Spark. So he's going to take a non-lethal attack with the azimuth artillery laser at this last guard guy.
Okay. All right, Drew, go for it.
Is Drew the hot hand of the evening? Ooh, I think he might be.
That's a 21, baby.
Yeah, that's with your non-lethal. That is a hit, and he goes down unconscious as yeah, you hit him right in his armor, right in the side of his station wear here, but it is super heated to the point where he just immediately faints. Just on the ground. He had a single hit point left, so that'll do. That will bring us to his turn, but he's unconscious, so it is Zinnia's turn.
All right, Zinnia is going to fly forward to stand pretty much right next to Echo, try to get rid of that cover, and I'm going to take a non-lethal shot at Sister Spark.
Oakley dokley, unobstructed. See how you do now.
Okay, that's a CR 11 or lower on the trick, but only a 15 on the attack against EAC.
Flat-footed EAC, that is a hit.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That is
Yes. 18 damage.
That doesn't seem like it's right. I think you should double check those numbers because that is way too much. A super high amount of damage. 18.
It doesn't kill her, does it? Oh no.
No, but she's officially bloodied and is having difficulty holding the pistol. She's got like a knife behind her back in like one hand, and she just shows it to you, and she's like beckoning you forward.
She shows you a knife like that kid in the back of the class, like, I got a knife.
And she's mainly looking at Tress because Tress is the closest one to her right now, and it's your turn, Jabert.
The pause in this makes me think Jabert is contemplating just running her through.
No.
Okay.
Slicing her head off.
Yeah.
I'm just checking to see if there's like a cool spell I can just drop here, but I don't want to screw around and do like 24 points of damage or something. So I think I am indeed going to step forward and then diagonal in against the wall, and indeed I'm going to try to bring her down mercifully.
It looks like you are not sure that you're able to bring her down and leaving room potentially for Devasho to get in there afterward.
After he stands up? Yes, exactly.
All right. Merciful attack coming to Sister Spark as she comes up and meets you. Looks you right in the eye.
18 to hit Casey.
That is exactly what you needed.
13 points of damage.
And we are out of combat.
Yeah, baby!
Well done.
Knock her right out. Yikes.
And we didn't kill nobody.
Nobody indeed. Ooh, goodness. That's one for the ages. That's one for the books.
Echo, you look behind you, and Devasho is just on the ground looking up at you, and he goes, I have lost an eye, and now I have fallen on the ground. I feel like an old Trox who has really lost his way in things.
But you still have A friend? Arm extends.
Thank you.
If you don't have your dignity, you at least have 4 friends. And a prisoner.
When I make these mistakes, it definitely feels better knowing you all have my back.
And your front most of the time.
True.
All right, I'm throwing some manacles on Sister Sparks here.
Yeah,
as we're taking her in.
We're out of it here, but I imagine there's still a lot left to do.
That's also fair.
Do you guys want to spend some time searching this room?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Turn it over.
And a lot of other rooms to search as well. Because
I was about to say, we can take them in time. I can tell you that there are no other combatants waiting to jump out at you. So,
Okay.
if you guys want to tie them up, manacle them together, and wait for the authorities, does anybody want to call up Commander Najiri and let her know?
Sprouts will.
Well, I mean, Trest is our team lead. I feel like he probably needs to.
Yeah. This was I'm happy. I'm happy to delegate those responsibilities. Sprouts, would you like to make the call? Let them know that you've brought in your bounty, your mark.
With pleasure.
Cool. That's done. We'll be on the roleplay. Give me a.
No character moments there.
Well, I mean, I just don't want to. Jerry's like, we'll be right there. Go ahead and give me a perception check for this room, folks, if you want to go through Sister Sparks' private quarters.
I perceive I have more to say than Jiri. And I do. 20 on the dice.
Yeah, just about everyone is like bypassing all this stuff. You find a lot of personal effects all over the place here. You of course do find on her person, she had a Murmur Sonic pistol with a battery with 20 charges. She has a tactical switchblade, and which she didn't get to use. I was very bummed about that. She's wearing casual station wear as well. Oh, you know what? This isn't really part of her armor as part of that crit, but maybe when you crit her, she falls to the ground because she does have in her upgrade slot as an android a bonus armor upgrade, a hover field, and that is what was giving her the kind of levitation effect. So you are able to find that, and as everyone else is bypassing all the obvious clues, only our detective Sprouts finds, taped to the bottom of the desk drawer, where perhaps only Sprouts would look as you walk under the desk and look up, a key card taped to the bottom. It looks like an unmarked kind of plastic tap card. But what everyone does find in a small closet in a duffel bag here in the back, 6 Mark II frag grenades, very similarly kind of fused together, though it can be dismantled, with a detonator unattached. So it is not an armed bomb, but it looks like it was being prepped for mayhem.
Can you throw that just like whole bandolier of grenades?
With the detonator, you can string them together. Throwing them is not really like throwing a grenade. No.
Yeah. Okay.
This was more than likely very similar to what was rigged up at the water collection center, but
I see.
more powerful than that because, I mean, you guys can do the math on what 6 Mark II frag grenades would be. I think that's like 12 D6.
Yeah.
It's a bad time for whoever's on the receiving end. And yeah, let's go through these other rooms in the facility here. You guys want to go back and toss Thisket's room, this communication center, and maybe take more time on the computers?
Yeah, I was about to ask if we can do that. Can I try that again?
I'll try to assist this time too. Why not?
Okay, well, I'm going to give it to you because if you have...
I can't. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Anyone can assist because it's just DC 10, and if you want to take 10 on it, now that you have no time crunch, you will be able to get it with just, I think, taking 10. Hacking into it, it does seem like this is mainly a lot of swarm imagery, and it is used to control the projections in the previous room. Let me see what else is on here. Yeah, a lot of footage kind of culled from the dark infosphere. This is stuff you wouldn't be able to find like regularly. There are what looks like recordings of recruits into the Reckoners with Sister Spark, and a lot of them are like recordings of them planning their illegal activities. Let's see, and it looks like there's like whole files listed here in kind of like a secret area of this computer that are really specific personal details about many of the people that are coming to the Reckoners, all of these civilians, as well as getting them recorded committing crimes. And you're pretty sure, just looking this over, Sprouts, that this was some kind of blackmail folder. Or at the very least is now like super incriminating evidence about just about everyone that has been involved with the Reckoners so far. So for whatever purpose they were using it for, this seems to be all that's going to be needed to get every single one of these people out there arrested.
Nice.
In addition, in Thisk's room, you can like toss the bed, and right under the cot, there is another armor upgrade. This is a Mark 1 mobility enhancer armor upgrade.
Ooh, nice.
Which is like, it's unused. It doesn't look like it's been touched. It's still like in the plastic. Let's see, the next room over from there is what looks like a very austere bedroom, a bunk room. There's like 4 or 5 bunks here with rusty metal footlockers in front of each of them, a ragged couch on the far wall, and you guys can toss through these bunks pretty easily. There's not a lot except personal items, changes of clothes, and things like that. But one of them does have a weapon, and a pretty powerful one at that. A static polarity rifle. Why they don't carry this around and just use it to shoot STF members, I don't know. But I believe it's a D8 electricity long arm. It's been a while. And along with it in like the same duffel bag are 2 high capacity batteries.
Nice.
Let's see. Continuing on. There's so much here. Give me another perception check for across the hall here. You find a kitchen and a restroom, but there doesn't seem to be a lot going on here except in this middle room.
Sprout sees everything.
Miles, man. 20 on the dice. I made this kind of hard, but you are able to... this looks like just kind of like a supply closet. There's a lot of like bulk food items here and sundries, as well as like cleaning supplies and things like that, kind of haphazardly in crates and boxes. But you just walking around these boxes towards the back of the room find what looks like some scrapings in the metal wall, kind of down low. Maybe it looks like someone counting days on it. And you find right there in the corner a small metallic chit that reads Sonic Cleaning Tag. It's like an RFID chit. And looking it over, there's some kind of dried green matter on it. Something still somewhat sticky. Give me a life science check. You, Zinnia, anybody can do that. I think you might have a little bonus, Miles. Ooh, not enough for rolling a 4 on the dice.
Yeah.
Rebecca, what'd you get?
It's a 25.
Oh boy, it's good to have teammates. You probably have seen this 100 times in your life, but you've never seen it maybe outside of your own scrapes and fights. This is dried Raxolite blood, plant goo.
That's not good.
Sprouts, he doesn't really say anything, but I mean, his mind is kind of going 100 miles an hour.
I guess you guys also find there's 2,000 UPBs in here in a couple of
all's
crates.
forgiven then.
I guess just add that into the loot that you're pulling from here. But these are like marked as like official New Graken security crates, and it's probably some stuff that they have stolen or taken from somebody.
Well, then we should return it to those people.
Well, it's up to you guys. But I will say that...
Hold on. Can Zinnia take a sample of the dried Raxolite blood?
Miles found it. That's up to you. I guess you did kind of give
Sprouts
it.
will actually
identified it.
specifically ask Zinnia to look into it, not for sampling, but for actual DNA testing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
I
fine.
mean, so that I can use it with my field biologist kit or whatever. So.
Sure. Really, the only thing else in this facility here is, unless you want to talk to some of the prisoners you have, Sister Spark does have a computer in her room. So if you want to spend some time hacking into that, that's actually going to be a little easier than the, believe it or not, the hacker's computer. But go ahead and give me a roll for that one, and you guys can aid Xenia if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll try to aid.
Sure. Drew? Oh, wait. I think we determined that.
Yeah, that I auto.
Yeah, I think you auto aid.
But Drew's got to roll. Oh.
Hey, baby!
Natural
20.
Oh, yeah. Hacking right in.
That did help. All right, that's a 24 with 2 aids.
Right. So you can spend some time on this one, going through her computer. There are a number of files, personal files from Sister Spark that are like planning the next element of sabotage. It looks like there are plans in place here, which is what the explosives are for, to destroy critical elements of the New Graca spaceport, which might have been their next target. There's also a list of everyone that's interacted with the Reckoners, all the followers that have come and people that are interested in the movement, and information on like where they live and like personal contact info. Something else that could be extremely useful for the authorities if they want to round up everyone that wasn't here. But as well as that, there is a whole section of files that look like they are actually locked, maybe hidden behind some walls. So those you've not rolled high enough for, I will say. But if you want to spend some time back at the base, take 20 with them, or let's see, Miles, if you want to try and have Sprouts hack it, you can.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I will allow it.
Be careful.
Oh God, 2 again. I rolled the exact same thing.
Oh no, it was almost a 20, but yeah, it looks like you'll have to have like a technician maybe back at base crack into this thing. But yeah, in the meantime, we can go into like full on montage mode as the authorities, after you contact Commander Najiri, arrive. New Gracan militia, the SDF, cordon off the block, kind of lock down the scene, and they'll bring in emergency medical technicians, and they'll try and start patching you up so you guys can get some hit points back here. But yeah, they'll start to lead out all of the living Reckoners that you've knocked out, chaining them together and kind of loading them onto a single hovercraft. But you get word through the chain of command that Commander Najiri has ordered Sister Spark detained and brought back to sit in the brig at SDF HQ for enhanced interrogation.
Nice.
So do you guys want to have a chat with her first, or do you want to just travel back to City Hall with her?
Sprouts is gonna just flat out like ask where his partner is.
Right, so let's play this out. You want to bring her back to consciousness here?
Yeah, he just kind of slaps her a few times to wake her up.
All right, well, that's non-lethal damage. That's going to help. But if you have a healing
well, not
serum,
like slaps, like the thing where you kind of like
Mm-hmm. No, I'm telling you to bring her back to consciousness. You will have to heal her somewhat or wait some time.
Yeah, I'll drop her like a level 1 heal down on her.
Okay. So yeah, you see some of the the bruises and contusions on her android skin kind of heal up as you do. Manacled, she's not really doing anything, and not gonna lie, I used her one cool spell-like ability to try and get you to sit down, Trest. So she's not super combative, and she like struggles against her restraints, but even more flatter affect than before. Almost like she's just completely forlorn. She says, your futile show of resistance, your weapons, your armor, none of it will mean anything when the swarm gets here.
Yeah. That's not what we're asking for right now. I want to know where my partner is. Briar, Raxlight, like me. She was messed up with you, and I want to know why. We just found some blood that belongs to a Raxlight over there, and I want to know what's going on right now.
Yes, you know the other. My followers found a Raxolite snooping around here, She said she was working on a missing persons case for someone named Andia, and I let her know the truth. I let her know that Andia died in the swarm invasion, nearly torn apart at the Battle of Stone Sea. Sister Spark kind of like cranes her neck, moving her head, and shows like this huge scar running down the kind of like her spine that you guys can inspect here.
Yeah, that's quite a head on your shoulders. I keep talking before I bust it.
One of the swarm impaled Andia through her neck and somehow accessed her cortical stem. They drank of Andia's mind like a fountain, and when the paramedics found her, she was dead. They tried to revive her with shock paddles. They wanted to restart her heart, but all they managed to do was to give birth to a monster. That is when I came into being. Months ago, on that terrible battlefield, my first thoughts born into this world were of the psychic keening of the swarm and the electricity surging through my body. And that's why I say Andia died, and I, Sister Spark, was born.
Yeah, that's really thrilling. I'm happy you're yakking, but you're yakking about the wrong stuff. Partner, spit it.
Briar was caught breaking into my room, and I treated her like a friend. But like all the non-believers, when I found out that she was faking, I did her the kindness of killing her before she befell the same fate at the hands of the swarm that Andia did. She kind of smiles wildly and looks at the floor. Make me a sense motive check.
I was about to ask if I can make a sense motive check.
Oh, Devasha's gonna do the same thing.
It's an 18.
Now you get a D6 bonus as an envoy.
Oh, I'm not an envoy.
As a
Operative?
Operative, right? No, maybe I'm thinking of only envoys.
Yeah,
I might have
them.
I might have too many Starfinder. You guys are my only Starfinder game, is all I'm saying. Maybe I forgot the rules completely. Tyler, natural 1 on a sense motive.
I can't see. I can't read her face.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth. You believe that she killed Briar.
I've got a 24, if that's helpful.
Not unless you want me to tell you that you also believe that she killed Briar, and she sees maybe the pain like wash over you, and says, if you don't believe me, look in the desk drawer. I smashed her comm unit as she was trying to steal the files from my computer. It's a Raxolite comm with an Elfan selfie attachment.
Echo, you check the desk for me.
Sure thing, boss.
You do find a tiny comm unit, like maybe 3 inches tall, that looks like it has been cracked.
So Sprouts he's a little overcome with emotion, and he's, kind of pacing back and forth. And then he puts, his blaster up to her head and just goes, give me one good reason why I shouldn't pull the trigger right now.
You'd be doing me a kindness.
Seems like I'd be doing the universe a kindness.
Hold it, Sprouts.
But you know what I'm going to do to you?
What?
I'm going to be continued.
You're not allowed to do that, Miles. You don't have the right.
I read the moment, thought it was a good time.
Close, but no cigar. If you indeed want to tell her that she gets to live, we'll fast forward this scene to the headquarters, as you guys can bring her back to, people clapping in the front yard in front of the city hall when soldiers see you kind of bringing her in handcuffs. People know what's up. They've already heard that you took out the Reckoner Hall and had a nearly deathless fight here, which is pretty amazing. They take her off to the brig, and you guys can bring the computers to some technicians, as well as to Commander Najiri back in the command room, who let's see. Once again, she is very, very steely as you go back into her office, where all the Reckoner information was on her board before. She's like already unpinning it and putting it into files, and says, Midnight Squad, come in. I was just wrapping up the file on this one. want to congratulate you on another amazing job. I've already put in for another honor with the tip top for you all for going above and beyond. Almost no casualties with 0 bystander deaths. It's all I could have asked for. I knew that I was right in sending you all in there. I have already requisitioned another 1,000 credits for each of you to re-equip with Jenxer and stock up on ammo. But I've gotten permission for you to feel free to scrap and use any of the weapons or items you confiscated from the Reckoner's Hall as well. She'll take the computer, Sister Spark's computer from you, and a moment later has some technicians come in and they expertly hack it within a few minutes, and you guys can. She'll invite you to take a look at it first. What's in these secret files? Inside, I have to go back up. Inside, what looks like was hidden away in the computer are some files, pictures, and 3D kind of wireframe maps of what looks like a collection of underground caverns. There is a single entrance that seems to kind of tunnel to the surface, but nothing to indicate where this is located, what exactly it is. Accompanying this in this hidden folder are scans and some pictures of what seem to be cavern walls with very stylistic stone carvings in them. Carvings that resemble swarm creatures. One of them is the symbol that you saw in the Sheeran Fisk's kind of signature and scrawled on the outside of the bomb at the water treatment facility. There's a number of kind of very cryptic notes attached to these, but there's one in Sister Spark's hand that reads, I am sure the Swarm Master will land here and reap this site's secrets for its own. We shall prepare the invasion and mark this sacred site, and I will move the Reckoners there to await the fruits of our labor. As soon as you start going over these files, there's already a printer in the back of the room where Commander Najiri is printing out just about every single one of them, and she has programmed her small holographic projector to recreate this underground cavern network. And it's what is all this? What was this Sister Spark into? Were you able to talk to her?
She mentioned something about a swarm that seemed to read her mind. Is that relevant right now?
I mean, she'll debrief all of you and get a complete action report as she's going over this. Why don't you guys give me a culture check as you're seeing this for the first time? All this weird information on Sister Spark's computer.
Do I get the +5 to underground stuff?
No, this is more about
Not literally underground.
ancient past. Yeah, no, I got you.
Well, no, because it was belonged to a criminal organization.
Belong to, but yeah, this seems to be outside the scope of the Reckoners. What'd you get, Zinnia? I think you're the highest tier.
I was at 24.
Right. So these cave drawings look like they have something to do potentially with a Hylaxian faith. You've maybe seen some of the ancient Sheeran drawings. I think, Tress, after you hear that come out of Zinnia's mouth, you kind of are reminded of the it's said that Sheeran were actually here on Ultranius maybe before they even came to Suscalin on their exodus. I have a little bit of information that you can read in character if you'd like.
Ooh.
Centuries ago, these Sheerans attempted to settle on Ultranius at the same time that others of their population intermingled with the people of Suscalon. It is unclear what exactly happened to those Sheerans, but Suscaloners didn't detect any sentient life forms on the planet when they began their colonization 100 years ago. Perhaps it may be that underground they were.
Commander Najiri says it is certainly possible that there were Sheeran that lived here before it was colonized by Suscalon, but they must not have been able to survive. It was very difficult with the flooding and the ocean rising up on the shore here. But this seems to be outside of our range. Perhaps we we had best call in an expert on this subject. What was the name of the priest that you pulled out of the Sator region?
That would be Master Zavra. Wait, no, that's not right at all.
Oh, no, that's a season 1 bad guy.
That's a season 1 bad guy. Oh, shoot. Something with a Z.
Anyone can answer. Main character, book 1 of the AP.
Zelanon.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Master Zelanon, yes.
It's technically with an X, but I feel you. I feel you. There's some hard alien names in these books. She says, let me make a call, and if we can have him come in and consult, in the meantime, perhaps you all should talk to Jenksir and then hit the rack. We'll have him here in the morning, and we'll reconvene. So you guys have some more money to spend. I know you guys spent a whole bunch as soon as you got here, but you can turn in those UPBs, but they are given right back to you to use as well that you found, cool. as well as you can break down all of the equipment if you don't want any of it from the Reckoner's Hall.
Yeah, need a new eye, so gonna be breaking all that down.
Yeah. Just trying to fit everything in the hole that you can, or you're gonna build like a new eye.
Oh, we're gonna build a new eye.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that next time.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm not gonna make you all. I'm not gonna make everyone make your decisions right now. It's a significant chunk of change here. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, as you go to sleep, I'm sorry to make it happen here, Tyler, but can you make me a fortitude save? Did you indeed use an RP? Is it possible for you to fail this?
I have 4 RP.
Okay, so you haven't used any of it, is what you're saying?
I haven't used any RP. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really, except for that critical hit, didn't really get touched.
Do you want to make the save just in case, just so we know?
Yes.
You have to fight off the moat.
I rolled a 6 for a 13.
Okay, so you will indeed have to burn those RP to keep your moat away that night.
Can do.
Before you go to bed, I know this is something that's been nagging at Xenia, but you get a call on comms from outside the SDF. The listing showing as BBRC New Graken headquarters here on Ultranius. Is that something that you would take at this time?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you looking for privacy? Like, do you not want other people to hear what's on this call?
Yeah, she would definitely go somewhere that others couldn't hear what was going on.
Yeah, you can escape out like a back door of the HQ, get a clear signal in the night. The person on the other end introduces himself as Jan Billings. It's an audio-only call and says, "Hi, Xenia. I am now your liaison here on site on Ultranius. I'm told you have a number of samples to hand over to us. Is that correct?"
I've acquired several on Suskalon and also here on Ultranius.
Do you happen to have Trox eyeball goo?
I
This is a weird
do.
question, I know, but I'm just kidding. I didn't ask that. We have a laboratory set up here, and once you're able to break free of your SCF responsibilities, if you're able to take some time off, we would love for you to come and drop off so we can retrieve your data points, your samples. Is that something you're able to do soon?
Yes, I will. I will do it at my earliest convenience. I would like to do it in a rather stealthy manner. My cohorts don't necessarily know the depth of our work.
Well, would you like to come first thing tomorrow? It's Health and Laboratories. We've set up shop, and I can have a badge made up and sent over to you at the headquarters there.
Yes, that would be fine.
Excellent. Have a good night.
You as well.
Believe it or not, there's one more thing before you guys go to sleep, and that's Echo 7 as you're powering down that night, plugging in, maybe recharging your literal batteries. You don't typically fall into sleep, but you feel at this time kind of the tug in your soul matrix as this liquid inside your body contains your essence, has a feeling of leaving it, kind of flying free over the city. And it's something that Amranta do have, the feeling of being loose from your rigs and existing without a container. And it's a different kind of dream state that is said to be representative of your past life. You know, some feel the experience of running, others weightlessness, like an orbit. But you feel like you're on a roller coaster. Your soul feeling kind of drunken acceleration, the power of gravity on you. And as this feeling subsides, you wake back up on the cot maybe that you rest on, powered up, but the barracks around you here in the city hall are empty, and everything feels like it's changed somehow. As you get up, you can walk around the barracks. You notice that there are small sand piles kind of building up in the hallways and the cracks and crevices of the tiles there. That as you get closer towards the entrance of what is very much a black and white world, you can see have formed into large dunes of gray sand. The front door to City Hall seems to be open, and there's a dull light level on the outside, the same light as the inside of the building here. Would you walk outside and see what is happening?
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. As soon as you step through the door, the entire city of New Gracca is gone, and in its place is a desert without end. The horizon is a slate gray with a blackened sky above it, and you see nothing forever for until the horizon is met. What would you do here, this dream state?
I think I'm scared, unnerved at least.
You've had plenty of what they call Amarantan dreams before, but nothing like this. This feels like a waking nightmare almost. You know, you might know that you're dreaming, but you don't know how to end it.
Right.
What would you do as Drew in this situation?
Well, that's Drew's problem, that he wakes up at the slightest thing. But Echo 7, I'm not sure that he would have that same issue. And I don't want him to get locked in this, but I don't know a way out of this.
You head back into the barracks to try and go back to sleep.
Yeah, sure.
The building has obviously disappeared behind you, and you are just awash in sand that seems to be, as a muted wind blows, just like piling up at your feet.
Can I climb to the top of some of these sand piles that are forming around me?
I mean, there are dunes, and you can begin walking above them. It seems like every single crest that you get to and start trudging back down seems to like sink into the next one. And if you like turn around to go back the other way, there's like no point of reference for where you are, as nothing around you is moving except the sand under your feet. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do I recognize anything else at this point?
Nothing near you, no.
So I walk towards the sun in whatever direction it is.
I mean, it is dead night, but beyond that, there are no stars in the sky. There's nothing to navigate by. It just indeed seems like two planes of existence, darkness and sand that have kind of met with you sandwiched in between them. I mean, would Echo 7 be walking potentially without end?
So I think Echo 7 at a certain point would sit and go inside and stop.
Sure. There's no inside anymore. There's nothing but sand, but...
I mean inside in a...
Oh, you're inside your mind?
Inside his mind, retreat into the world of looking at stuff on the infosphere, just every stored movie and game and TV show and all of that stuff. But at this point, I don't know that stuff is even accessible, so I feel like he...
No, you replay some old episodes of Space The Office, which is a handful to say. But no, like...
Space Dwight is such a...
As soon as you stop walking, you realize you've been walking for months. You look down at your core readouts, and indeed, you've taken about 10 million steps. There's no depletion of your energy. You don't feel tired or anything, but you could have sworn it was like maybe 10 minutes. And as you sit down, as soon as you stop, there is a familiar voice in your ear, a whisper that says, "You walk these dunes. You will learn this world. You will exist here, Echo." As you look around, you see on top of a sand dune a formless figure kind of flickering amid the sand, a mirage, or kind of like this wispy trail of smoke that is hard to look at the edges of. It kind of confuses your mind just to peg what it looks like, but you somehow know it is looking right at you as it speaks. What do you say?
But this world is endless. There is no end. How can I know all of it?
This world is locked, but you are the key.
There is a film that I have quotes for that match this.
I was about to say, I hope you like Twin Peaks, because this is basically just your version of a David Lynchian nightmare.
But also Ghostbusters at the same time. Where is the end?
There will be no end. This is the desert of the mindscape, and you are the wanderer who walks the sand.
Do I recognize the voice at this point?
It's almost as familiar as any of your teammates' voices in your ear, but at the same time sounds so alien that it's almost hard to hear the words without like thinking of them in your own mind, almost psychically. So that's a fancy way of me saying no.
What must I do next?
You will need to learn how to lead them into the desert. Find a way here, but never forget how to lead them out. You are the key, Echo. You are the key. You are the key. You are the key. These words kind of reverberate into the distance as this figure disappears, until they're just a hum, and this world begins to melt away, but not before the voice calls out just one more time in your ear. To be continued.
Oh!
Hey. Everyone wanted this episode done quickly, but I ended on midterms. Midterms.
Patrick's like, you'll never hijack this podcast with your to be continued.
We could have gone for another hour or so, but I wanted to get to, I don't even know what everyone, all your characters have super weird backstories that are incorporated right now at the same time. But this has been the most, I will say, revelatory and hopefully confusing to you as players episode thus far. We didn't even get to Devasho's emote trying to tempt him again.
Yes! Let's just keep it that way, shall we?
I gotta beat up Devasho more.
No, I don't want to die.
Guys, thanks so much for playing with me. We've got a doozy of an episode next week, so
Oh boy.
prepare. And we get to meet our old friend Zelnon.
And I'm going to have depth perception again.
You might. We'll see. Maybe
Did you say
there's
depth perception or death perception?
Yeah, maybe both.
Spoilers, Drew.
Guys, thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
Listeners, thanks for coming back here, and thanks for listening. So long.
See ya.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamanda fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.